everyone, I am Tacet, and today I'm going to be going over some teams for the new Krystenax legendary from Silver Glade. You can easily get it this week from opening up event keys on the PC and mobile version of the game. It is the only legendary in the drop pool for these event keys. There he is right there. We're going to be showing 3 different teams with him today. I wanted to separate this as its own video in case any of you still need help making a team for that. We're going to be using him with 3, 2, and 1 versions of himself. We're going to start down up with 3 and just work our way down to 2 and 1. First thing we're starting up with is 3 Krystenax, 1 Dragon Soul. Dragon Soul is the absolute best possible thing you can ever synergize with this new troop. It works insanely well. The general premise of it is you take a purple on the very first turn, which of course the board is not going to give us right now, and then you just get the crystallize on every single one of them, and if he doesn't take that purple, we'll be able to do just that. Nope, he'll ruin it slightly. And good, it still stays there. So we'll get the crystallize on every single one of them. It doesn't matter that they're blocked because they'll still be gaining 2 mana per turn. And now we can really start tearing everything apart. We'll use our Dragon Soul. That'll get our first one up. I didn't take the browns there. Oh well. Bone Dragon, even a Bone Dragon won't really matter too much. We'll just explode this out like to get all of its mana. And the other 2 will still keep ticking up their mana. And this team would pretty much automatically win in 8 or 9 turns simply because you'd have every single one of them to be able to cast, and then you can just do an excessive amount of damage. Normally you would want to hit at either brown or yellow because of course you don't use either of those 2 colors, so you don't actually need to have them on the board. And we just keep spamming the Dragon Soul, keep using only the first Krystenax. We'll eventually get the other 2 up as well. And that is pretty much the whole premise of this team with 3 of them. Pretty straightforward, very easy wins. They also all have 25% this week. The Krystenax because Silver Glade has 25% this week, and the Dragon Soul because the Dragon Soul, or Mystics I should say, sorry, have 25% this week. So that is what is helping us to do that right now. And we'll just do that. He'll take the skull. We'll just follow it up with 1 more Krystenax, and that is match. Of course, if we want a little bit more souls, we could do the Dragon Soul, but the Dragon Soul would not be enough damage right now to actually kill them all out. So we'll just go for that. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy win. A lot of fun. They're actually both my favorite 2 dragons in the entire game right now, and the fact that they work with each other is absolutely amazing. So let's go into the next one using only 2, and then the last one using only 1. In pretty much every single instance with this new dragon, it's pretty much always ideal to put a Dragon Soul with it. You can even see that we have the banner set up for every single one of them. I'm mainly doing this because you want to take purple, and having a higher amount on purple would of course pretty much always be ideal. You'd either want to have this set or the one for the Silver Glade Kingdom. One of those 2 banners you will absolutely mandatory pretty much to use with this, because you're going to want to prioritize purple every single time you can. Like this turn, we get purple from the very start, which of course gets them crystallized, which means at minimum, even if we get the most horrible board ever, in 8 turns from now, they will both have all the mana they will need to cast. Of course, we have a Gorgoltha in this lineup to replace out one of the Krystenax if you happen to have a little bit less of them. It's basically the same exact premise of the previous team, except we actually use every single color. And this team is just slightly tankier as well, since it has a Gorgoltha up front with a 75% reduction instead of one of the Krystenaxes, which only have a 50% reduction. We'll just use this, just remove that out, and there we go. We'll get some green off of it. Too bad we can't get crystallized on the Dragon Soul. That would be pretty nice. Unfortunately, there'd be no way to do it with this team, and there's currently no way to really put crystallized on a different troop other than Krystenax very quickly, because Krystenax, as of currently, as of this moment in the game, is the only thing that has the enchant ability that can enchant itself without actually wasting a turn, which is very strong. But we'll just take this, remove the brown. Doesn't really matter if we remove colors that we use, since we use every single color, so we have to choose something. Unfortunately, we can't just choose skulls. Speaking of skulls, we'll just keep taking the skulls, keep doing pretty much nothing off of them. We're actually going to remove purple here. Of course, you'd want to avoid that at all costs if you could, but I mainly just did that for the extra turn that we were able to take from that. So we'll just do 1 more explosion, get a little bit of souls. Actually, that was the first time Dragoncast even did his explosion. Really, you didn't even really need a Dragon Soul. I mainly keep it though because of course the synergy and the fact that free souls is free souls. He'll get a Skull Spam, and there goes Demonic Pack for once, actually being beneficial and giving us a bit of a tank, but won't really matter. We'll just clear that out, and that is definitely the match. So now let's get into one that only uses one of the new Krystenax. Definitely though, if you have some spare event keys, this is the week to use them. I don't know if you'd want to go all in and use absolutely all of them that you have, but it is definitely a good idea to use a lot of them to try to get at least one Krystenax. There are a lot of different teams we can build one Krystenax. Quite a few of them I've already shown, and this is one of them. This is actually my particular favorite one with him, at least as far as only using one of him. My absolute favorite team with him so far is actually triple of him. I've been messing around with it a little bit, and it's a lot of fun. It's actually fully utilizes the enchant, because these things are completely blocked, but they still gain mana because they can actually enchant themselves, which is kind of one of the whole premises behind enchant. So because in Gems of War, of course, with 4 troops, you normally are going to be blocking out at least one color, and enchant can kind of counter that by still giving mana to something without actually needing them to be not blocked. So there's quite a few alternatives with that. That's another reason why the new troop of Bard is also pretty good, because it doesn't matter if you completely block out a troop. You can just send that troop mana using the Bard, and that would be all the mana it would need. But the premise with this team is essentially just the same. Pretty much any one of these teams is rush to purple if you can, to be able to get that free enchant, particularly on a extra turn if you can do it, so you don't even need to waste a turn to get it. Then just fill up your Dragon Soul and just keep going from there, and that is a pretty quick match. Of course, if you need a tankier version of this that doesn't go as quick, you can switch to Celestacia and the Krystenax. I normally use her, I think it's her, I don't even know, in first slot. And the main reason for that is, well, for one, this week it's very strong because it has a 25%, but the other reason is it's just tankier overall than a Celestacia. Both are still very tanky, but if we move this back, it's going to be, Celestacia is going to be blocking it on blue, which I don't want to have to do. And we'll just use that, get another Krystenax down, use a Salvani Mora, it'll just poke us on skulls, and that would actually be pretty close to the match already, just then and there. Unfortunately, I don't think we can drop for an extra turn. I'm going to remove the blues here. I think we might get a red alignment. No. Oh, yeah. Never mind. Okay. Not where I thought it would align, but it aligned, so I guess it works. We'll just explode out again. Salvani Mora, and that is match. And AoE, full AoE, troops that hit all enemies at once, they are making a huge, huge comeback. A lot of the more recent troops that have been coming into the game are able to hit multiple enemies, particularly some of the legendaries and stuff, and they are very, very strong, all of the troops that can hit all enemies these days, mainly because more magic is coming into the game, making them even more powerful, and there's just so much more variety color-wise that you are able to use. But anyways, that is the new Krystenax legendary. Definitely make sure, if you have some spare event keys, definitely use them. I would say even use all your event keys, or maybe just save a little bit, but you definitely want to use about 80% of the event keys you currently have this week to try to obtain the new legendary. It is very, very fun, and of course there are quite a few other troops this week that are also pretty buffed up, all from the new kingdom, and it'll be easier just to get it up since you don't have that many copies of it. No one really does, unless you just do a bunch of these event keys, since the kingdom just came out like a few days ago. But anyways, if you have any other questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.